This bird is 6 weeks old, and the primary complaint is that it has a swollen head. You can see how big the head is. Okay, what really happened here is that this bird, alongside other birds in the flock, they were given a feed that contains weevil. Any feed that contains weevil simply means that that feed has stayed for a long period of time, and it started producing, or weevil started growing in it. Okay, now for the farmer, she thought that this weevil is a source of protein, so it won't do anything. She doesn't know that weevil feeds that contain weevil kill birds. So she was giving them this feed. She gave them this feed for 4 days and above, and they started dying. And one thing with this thing is that you see your bird, they will all look healthy. You give them feed in the morning, come back there in the next 2 hours, you'll see one or two birds dead. That's just the truth. So birds don't escape this, they don't escape death anytime they eat feed that contains weevil. And one of the signs is this. You can see, once they have eaten it for a long period of time, you see some of them will have swollen heads, swollen leg. You will just see edema. Edema is accumulation of water in a region of the body. So she was telling me that she doesn't know what is wrong with her bird though. She has given them all medication. They all look healthy, but they are just dying, suddenly. As if I knew what was wrong. I now ask her, are you sure you did not give them feed that contains weevil, or any feed, that has, the one that when you see the feed, it will just cluster together and it will be green in color? Are you sure you did not give them feed that your feed is not having this kind of presentation? She now said that some days ago she noticed that her feeds have started producing, weevil. There was weevil in her feed, so she thought that weevil is a source of protein. So she gave the birds the feed that contained weevil, and that is how they started dying. So and I told her that the ones that died, please open it up, because I wasn't close, I wasn't there. It's an online follower. I say, open the one that died. Let us see the condition of the liver, because this feed, if you give your bird feed that contain weevil, where you will see sign is in the trachea and also in the liver. Apart from this edema, you're going to see, the physical appearance. You will see edema. And I asked her, open up the liver, let us see it. She now opened the liver, and we saw the damages this feed has really caused to the liver, and that is why they are dying, because the liver performs the function of detoxification. So once it can no longer perform that function of detoxification, the bird will start dying. So if a feed contains weevil, what it simply means is that that feed contains toxins, and the name of the toxin is aflatoxins, and the disease condition is known as aflatoxicosis, and it is a fungal infection. So if you are giving them feed that contains weevil, they are eating the feed, and they are also eating toxins. They are taking in toxins into their body. So this toxin has been absorbed. A sufficient amount of this toxin have been absorbed, because she gave them this feed for 4 days and above, right? Now, during the course of these birds eating this feed that contains weevil, the liver will try as much as possible to, remove the toxin from the body before it is being absorbed. But because they are being fed this feed for a long period of time, for like 4 days and above, okay, a point will come when the liver will be overwhelmed. The toxin will overwhelm the liver, and the liver will start packing up. So it will just pack out. It cannot longer perform that function of detoxification. All right. So, and once it gets to that point where the liver is now overwhelmed, the animal will start dying. So that is just what really happened here. If these birds were given this feed today, and she called me few hours later and said, hey, I gave my birds feed that contains weevil, I hope there's no problem, I would have told her, please give them charcoal, because what the charcoal will do is that the charcoal will absorb the toxins before it will be absorbed. Okay, so the charcoal will attract the toxin to itself. The toxin and the charcoal will remain in the intestine, in the digestive tract, and it will be pass out in feces. That toxin will not be absorbed. That is the function of charcoal. It binds toxins. But these birds have eaten this feed for 4 days and above. The toxins have already been absorbed. All right. So if you are giving charcoal, it's not going to work at this point in time. What you are going to do is just to give liver drug. So I told her to give the birds liver drug, and she has been giving the liver drug.